Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Looks like a few more folks are jumping in, but we'll go ahead and kick it off. As you probably noticed, I have recorded today's call. This will just be for note-taking purposes to help us get a sense of what we're talking about today in case we miss anything in the notes later on. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Happy 2023. I can't believe it is a new year. I'm super excited to kick off the new year with this call. This is really an opportunity to bring folks together and really share and collaborate and hear about what we're all working on and what we're planning for in the new year. So this is the January 2023 Food Assistance Provider Call. For those of you who may be new here or don't know me, my name is Julie Grenfelt. I'm a program manager with the Prince George's County Food Equity Council. We've been hosting these calls for a few years now, almost 3 years. And it's really an opportunity to bring food assistance providers and community organizations together to share lessons learned and best practices and hear updates about what's going on in Prince George's County. So this call today is really going to be kind of a discussion-based call. Oftentimes on these calls, we have a presentation to share, a new program or share updates. This call is really an opportunity to collaborate. I wanted to give folks the opportunity to share what they're working on and connect with folks in their areas of the county. This topic kind of stemmed from our December training. We had a cultural responsiveness training that was hosted by trainers from the Institute for Public Health Innovation. If you were able to make it, great. If not, we do have the slides and some notes available that I can share with you if you weren't able to take a look at those. But out of that discussion, we did notice that folks really wanted to share what they were working on, share some of the challenges that they were seeing with this really continued emergency food assistance response that has been going on since the pandemic, and it seems has not slowed down and maybe is even speeding up a little bit. So from that discussion and from those initial conversations, we saw a need to bring folks together and just, collaborate and share what you're working on. So hopefully this will lead to some fruitful discussions and some new connections in the process. So I have added the agenda to the chat, and I know Heaven, our FEC associate who is helping me with today's call, has shared that as well. So please take a look at the agenda if you weren't able to see that in advance. Before I jump into a super quick presentation, I just wanted to share what we're going to be doing today. So the call will be focused around these discussions. Since I don't believe we have quite enough folks today to do district-specific breakout rooms, I'm going to put everyone into regional discussion rooms. So we're going to have one breakout room for North County folks, one for Mid-County folks, and one for South County folks. So we're going to be putting those groups together based on where you're located or what district you serve. So what I'm going to ask everyone to start doing, we're not going to be jumping into the breakout rooms just yet, but just start doing this, is to add your district number in front of your name. So for example, for my name, let's say I'm in District 1, I would add a 1 or District 1 in front of my name so we know which district you're in. If you don't know how to rename yourself or you're having trouble, please message Heaven directly and she can help add that number to your name. If you work in different districts, please just kind of select one. This will help us get a sense of which breakout room to add you to. Again, there's going to be 3 breakout rooms. So we'll get started with that in just a few minutes. So please start adding those numbers to your name so we know who you are and where you're located or where you work in. Like I said, I'm going to do a quick presentation just to get a sense of, who the FEC is and the work that we're doing with these provider calls. Then we'll have about 20 minutes for these breakout rooms. After that, we're going to reconvene everyone to just share highlights from what you shared during your breakout rooms. And then we're going to have a quick poll to get a sense of how you're feeling about these calls, what you've liked or disliked in the past, and then what topics you're interested in learning more about in 2023. So please stay for the entire call. I really want folks to participate in that poll. That will be directly after those breakout rooms and that discussion. And then per usual, we'll have a few community announcements at the end, and then we'll be wrapping up by 2 p.m. So I'm going to get started with this quick presentation, and then we're going to jump into the breakout rooms, and I'll share more information about how we're going to do the breakout rooms before we do that. Okay. So hopefully everyone can see my slides. Heaven, can you just give me a thumbs up if you can see this? Awesome. Okay, perfect. So I really just wanted to give a little bit of an introduction about who the Food Equity Council is and what we're doing with these calls. Like I said, we've been hosting these calls for almost 3 years now, and I know a lot of folks are new or have trickled in. So really, this is just an opportunity to share what we're doing here. So I see a few more folks are trickling in. I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, so excuse me if I forgot, but as we always do with these calls, please use the chat to introduce yourself with your name and your organization, just so we know who's in the Zoom room today, and we can add that to our notes later on. So please start using the chat to introduce yourself. Okay, so who are we? The Food Equity Council is a food policy council that works in Prince George's County. We help to develop and support initiatives that create change to the local food system. We promote health, economic opportunity, food security, and well-being within all communities, particularly communities that the current food system has negatively impacted. We are housed within the Institute for Public Health Innovation, which is a regional nonprofit, so it is a 501c3 organization. Okay. So our work encompasses a lot of different bucket areas. We seek to support growing food and preserving farmland. We promote equitable access to healthy food, and we work to strengthen the local economy. Today, I'm going to be focusing on this middle bucket area, which is equitable access to healthy food, which is where this food assistance provider work falls into. I'm not going to belabor this, but the county has really struggled with some health disparities and health impacts over the years. We know that 71% of adults are overweight or obese. We know that 16% of adolescents are obese, and that the majority of the county is considered a healthy food priority area, which is kind of an area of the county with limited access to healthy food or often an overabundance of unhealthy food options. So the pandemic was really hard on the county. I do not need to belabor this. You guys all know this. Currently, or from a recent report from the Capital Area Food Bank, it showed that about 48% of county residents experienced food insecurity in 2021. That is incredibly high. During the pandemic, Prince George's County food assistance providers, you all were swamped with clients seeking food assistance. This was the main reason and the impetus to launch the Food Assistance Provider Network. So in 2020, we partnered with the Department of Social Services to launch this call series, really just to bring everyone together, to bring this group together, to share updates, to share lessons learned, to connect with each other. So since then, we have continued to host these calls. We've kind of pivoted the format slightly over the years, but it is pretty much the same. It's really just a gathering point. We meet monthly to do this, and we are planning on continuing it in 2023. So what is our Food Assistance Provider Network? We do a lot of different things. The calls are just one aspect of this work. So like I said, we meet monthly for these calls. Hopefully you all are, getting those calendar invites. If you are on this call today, I'm assuming you are. We have a food assistance provider support committee that meets monthly in between these calls to help plan the calls and plan some of the work that we're doing. If you're interested in joining that smaller group, please feel free to reach out to me. We're always accepting new members. We have a food assistance provider Google group and mailing list. If you're not on that, please just drop your name and your contact information in the chat, and we can definitely get you signed up. We help launch a food assistance resource guide. I'm going to dig into that in just a minute. We support cold storage technical assistance with funding. We were able to help purchase 3 cold storage trailers for food assistance providers in 2020 and 2021. We have more funding available right now, and we have just opened up a new application. So those applications are due on January 9th, and I'll also dig into that in just a second. And then we also just provide technical assistance and resources to food assistance providers. So we launched a food assistance provider mentorship program to connect new and kind of more existing providers with each other to share and kind of collaborate a little bit. So we're doing a lot of different things to really support this comprehensive network. This is the cold storage piece of it that I just mentioned. This links to the cold storage application that I said, like I said, it's due on January 9th, so coming up. So if you're interested in hosting a cold storage trailer, please submit an interest form and then we'll assess whether you're a good fit from there. And I'm happy to share more information later in the call if folks have questions about that. We also work to promote food assistance resources. Our website has a host of food assistance resources. We've also just translated this food assistance resource guide into a bunch of different languages. So that is up on our website. So please use that to help refer folks to additional food assistance resources. It's also our main kind of central gathering point to list all of your pantries. So I send you all weekly updates to hear from you about, when your pantry is operating, if you have changes in hours. So we are actively working to try to keep that list updated so we can have updated information and accurate information on our website. Our new website also has this really fun search bar that links to findhelp.org, which is a super comprehensive resource guide for a ton of social services resources, not just food. So if your clients are in need of food assistance or other social services, please use our website and please use findhelp.org to find those resources. We also have a food rescue program. I'm not going to go into this too in depth. Maybe we can focus another call on this specifically, but this is our way of kind of digging into the food system a little bit more and helping connect food assistance providers with surplus food donations from local businesses. So if you're not signed up for this, I'm happy to share more information or get you connected. These are just a few more ways to get involved. Hopefully you're signed up for our mailing lists and our Google groups. We also have more information on our website and we're active on social media. So if you're not already signed up for any of these or want more information, please just use the chat to share what you want more information on and we'll get you looped in from there. And with that, here's my contact information. I know this was super high level and super quick, but I want to be sure we have time for our discussions today. This is really just to give you a taste of what we're working on at the Food Equity Council. And if you want to, chat with us more or collaborate more, we're always happy to set up an additional meeting time to share more about our work and hear about what you're working on in the county. Okay, so with that, I'm going to pause and open it up just for any initial questions that you might have about anything I shared. I'll take 2 minutes to do that, and then we'll launch into our discussion groups. And if there are no questions, we can get right into it. Okay. So I'm seeing a few people have added your district number to your names. Please do this. If you don't know how to add to change your name, please reach out to Heaven directly. You can do this by right-clicking on your name, and then you'll be able to scroll down and actually rename yourself. So you'd rename yourself with the district that you live in, that you work in, the district that you serve in your name. If you're coming to us from outside of the county, maybe just choose a random district and participate in that discussion group. These are kind of flexible discussion groups, but we really just want to help connect folks with the organizations that are nearest to them in the county. So I'm going to just pause and give folks a few minutes, maybe 30 seconds to a minute to do that. Again, just let us know if you're having trouble renaming yourself.
Yeah, this is Preston. Could you put me into the Upper Marlboro, I guess it's Middle County area? I'm having computer problems. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Preston. Anyone else?
This is Denise with the Food Justice DMV, and we have a distribution in Hyattsville, but I have no idea what district it is because we're throughout the DMV.
Gotcha. I need somebody else to help answer that. Is Hyattsville in District 3, 2?
What area at Hyattsville?
It's 3901 36th Avenue. San Mateo Iglesia, St. Matthews.
I can look it up and let you know.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even know there were districts, so I live in the district. That may be why.
Okay, thanks for doing that. Okay, so we're gonna start opening up the discussion rooms and then we can continue adding folks if you weren't able to change your name so we can get the discussions going. So the discussion groups today are going to be facilitated by Heaven Jordan with the Food Equity Council, who's going to be facilitating the group for North County. Taryn Shaw, who is our Food Equity Council co-chair, will be facilitating the group for Mid-County. And then Pastor Campbell from Union Bethel Church will be facilitating the group for South County. So those will be your facilitators today. They'll be kicking off the discussions. I've asked them to start recording their individual breakout rooms. This is just for note-taking purposes. We will not be sharing that wider than that. I just want to be sure I know what's captured today in the discussions. These discussions really, really help us figure out how we can support this network. So please note that we'll be doing that. You'll have about 20 minutes in the discussion groups, and then I'm going to be closing out the rooms, and then we'll be reconvening as a larger group. So Heaven, if you're able to open up those discussion groups, if folks weren't able to add their name or don't know which group to be in, we'll continue adding folks as we get the discussion groups started.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm just adding folks.
No worries.
There we go. Almost done here. Okay, we're gonna open up now.
And Heaven, if you want to join yours, I can continue adding folks from here.
Okay, cool.
Great, thanks.
I haven't seen the invite pop up that takes me over. I'm looking for it. Breakout rooms. I don't want to hit that. There we go. Sure.
Hi, Jennifer. I can add you to South County District. 1 second.
Hi, Julia. I
Hi
was spending
there.
time looking up my district. Is there a District 7?
Yes,
And
I'll
the
add
breakout-
you to Mid-County. That's where the District 7 folks are. Let me just find
Okay.
you. 1 second.
Thank you.
There you go. Hi, Shannon. We're all in breakout rooms right now, so I'm gonna add you to one of the breakout rooms if that works.
Thank you.
I'll put you in the North County one. Let me just find you 1 second. Thanks for being here. Here you go.
Thank you.
Hi, Floyd.
Hello, how are you? My apologies for the jumping on late.
No worries. Everyone is participating in regional breakout rooms right now. So we have breakout rooms for North County, Mid County, and South County. Can you let me know which area of the county you're located in?
Uh, It depends on how I'm going to sign up here. So I'm actually representing two entities, First Baptist Highland Park, as well as Councilman Hawkins' office. So he's at large, so I guess it wouldn't matter which county you put me in,
Yeah,
or which side you put me in.
so it's up to you. Do you want me to assign you to the Mid County group?
I mean, that's fine, that's fine.
Okay, let me go ahead and do that. Hi, Carla. 1 second.
Hi, Julia.
How's it going? I'm gonna assign you to the South County. Does that work?
No problem.
Okay, here you guys go. I may, everyone's participating in regional breakout rooms right now. Can I assign you to one of those breakout rooms? We're in Mid-County, South County, and North County. So depending on which area of the county you live or work in, I can add you to that breakout room. Okay, so it looks like everyone's jumping back in. I hope you had some fruitful discussions. We're just going to take a couple minutes if anyone wants to share maybe, something that stood out to you, something that surprised you from your breakout groups. Hopefully maybe we can get, at least one person from each group to share something that stood out for you. So maybe we could start with North County.
Well, if no one wants to share, then I can always share. I have a few notes down. So one thing that I heard from the group was the need for produce, the need for space, and outgrowing their space at their current facilities. And because they're responding to the needs of the community, basically. So Lars, for example, went from distributing food from 2 days a week to 5 days a week. So they're quickly and rapidly just outgrowing their space. And also the changes in the county. So where Prince George's County is a very, very diverse space, a very diverse place. So seeing all the different languages come together and needing resources translated in more and more languages, and also responding to the diversity in the county, so large Hispanic and Latinx population. So also looking to procure culturally appropriate foods for those folks to make them feel more comfortable.
Great, thank you so much for sharing that, Heaven. Okay, moving on. Somebody from Mid-County. Something that stood out to you, something, maybe just some key takeaways from your discussion.
Okay, I'll take it. Good afternoon, everyone. So some key takeaways in the case of challenges that they're facing, need for bilingual staff that came up, especially in the Suitland area where there's a high Hispanic population and they want to serve them. They're just having issues with communication. So it was suggested, there were 2 suggestions, a translator, an app called the Translator. One organization uses that and it works well for them. And then another suggestion were to get students who speak Spanish and they could also receive their community service hours to help with translation services. Another thing was transportation is a big issue, especially for those who take public transportation. Even if they come to the distribution, it's hard to get back home carrying the supplies on public transportation. So there were some connections made about distribution, that one org that does delivery. So there are connections made there. And also some of the most pressing needs clients are seeing: housing and rental assistance, along with access and mental health services. Thank you.
Thanks, Trin. Definitely noticing some common themes here. Okay, passing it over to South County. High level takeaways, anything that stood out?
Yeah, I don't know if I messaged Kelly and asked her to be our spokesperson. I don't know if she saw the message in the chat, but since all the facilitators are, anteing up, I might as well too. No difference in the theme. Of course, we talked about storage on our end. Pastor Ben, actually, though he's not in our region, hopped on the call, and I said, if you need expertise in buying cold storage, he's a wonderful resource person. He helped us in the acquisition of ours to make the contacts and to what to look for. So that's the main issue. People are still dealing with their need because of inflation now. And so the issue of transportation then comes up. As as Taryn said, access to public transportation to get to the food. But then also one of the things that we're trying to get ahead of you, and I've talked to you about it before, is the larger spots like ours having transport trucks to take the food to the smaller pantries where the need can then be met. And so building up that kind of network so that it goes both ways, and just letting people know that it's available.
Great, thank you so much. Yeah, I hear that. I was able to jump in to a few of the different discussion groups, and I definitely heard this need for transportation to help folks get to those pantries. I hear you. Trucks to help kind of distribute that food out are definitely needed. The language issue is a huge one. Getting these resources, getting information out there in multiple and many languages is really crucial. And then, you know, also this need for housing and rental assistance, as well as other kind of social services and different, you know, social service programs. So these are potentially all topics and things we can dig into on future calls. So I'm going to close out the discussion from here. Hopefully this was beneficial and useful for you all. Hopefully you were able to make connections maybe with new providers or new organizations you hadn't been connected with in the past. I really appreciate that some of the staff teams from our different council district offices were here. So thank you for joining us. And hopefully you guys were able to connect with those staff members. So with that, we're going to pull up a poll that we've put together to both assess, you know, how you've liked or disliked the past calls in 2022 and previously, and then also what call topics you're interested in learning about in 2023. So Heaven, are you able to pull up that poll for us? Okay, so hopefully everyone can access this, and we'll just take a couple, like 30 seconds maybe for this first question. Okay, I'm not able to see it, but Heaven, did you pull it up? I know sometimes it can be wonky with the co-hosts and how we see that. Okay.
Yeah, it's up now. Folks are responding.
Okay, cool. Then I might have to ask you to go through the responses since I am not able to see it.
Okay.
And Heaven, you're on mute if you're sharing the poll results.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I said we have 23 responses out of 33, but it looks like folks are still responding. So I'll give it like 15 more seconds. All right, I think we're done. So I'm going to end the poll now and share the results with you all. Can you all see the results? Can you all see the? Okay, great.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, it looks like the majority of folks find this useful, 15 out of 25. And then aspects of the call, do you find useful or informative? A lot of them. Majority of folks said food and social services resources and to support the residents and clients, and sharing resources I have or need from my provider site, and hearing updates from the county agencies or county council were top 3. And then, does the current call schedule and meeting time work for you all? The majority of folks said yes, 21 out of 25. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this one and I'm going to launch the second poll. Share. Okay. All right, and I'm launching the second poll now. All right, I'll give you guys 15 more seconds.
I'm sorry, I don't see the second survey. This is Jennifer.
Oh,
Want to pop up?
Can other folks see it? Okay.
Yes. No, we
Yeah.
can
I
see
don't.
it incomplete.
I don't either.
Yeah, we saw it.
We saw it incompleted. Saw it incomplete.
Yep, completed.
Okay, let's move forward so we can close out on time. I'm going to be
Okay.
sending this out via a survey later, so folks didn't have the opportunity to complete it now. You can complete that later.
Let's pop up.
Okay. Sorry about that. Well, here are the results of the survey. Yeah. So fundraising and development, staffing and volunteers and operations were top 2 for the first question. For the second question, food distribution models was the top answer, along with healthy food distribution. And for the third question, resources to support clients are county food and social service resources was the top answer there. And the fourth question, collaborating more. Folks are eager to collaborate more. That seems like the top answer there. All right. I'll pass it back over to Julia.
Great. Thank you so much for stepping in, Heaven. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for your responses. We will be using all of these responses to help curate our upcoming call schedule for 2023. So we're actively working on that. If you think of something later, please feel free to reach out to me directly. Like I said, I'm also going to be putting together a poll that we can share via email. So for folks who weren't on this call, they want to complete that, they can complete that later. We have a few different things listed in the agenda, so I'm just going to quickly wrap this up. I know we're just about at time. I have linked a few different food assistance resources that we're super excited to have just translated into a bunch of different languages. We have this food assistance resource in English and Spanish and French, Yoruba, Pashto, and Dari. So this definitely speaks to the need for more resources in multiple languages. So I'm going to link this in the chat. We also have this available on our website now. So please take a look at these food assistance resources. Please feel free to print those and distribute those with your clients and community networks. I also just wanted to take maybe 30 seconds. I'm not sure if JD Robinson is still on the line, but there will be changes to the SNAP emergency allotments. We're going to have more information coming up soon, but I just wanted to keep you all aware of that and abreast of that information. We'll be sending out any additional information via email. JD, I can pass it to you for 30 seconds if you want to share anything with this group.
Sure, I'll try to be as quick as possible. So yes, the pandemic emergency allotments that were in place since April of 2020 are going to come down either in the end of February or at the end of March if Maryland is granted a grace month. This means the boost that every household has been receiving will be going away. This is likely going to lead to a large decrease in benefits for many folks across the board, especially older adults. Stay tuned. We have a lot of strategies and things that individual households can do as well as organizations can do to get the word out about this and to kind of ensure that people are getting the correct benefit amount, because we know that things are going to be very discombobulated, very confusing. So yeah, stay tuned, but we'll be making sure everyone is up to date with what's going on.
Great. Thank you so much, JD, for stepping in there. We'll have more information on upcoming calls. Maybe we'll try to focus our February 2nd call on this topic. Again, stay tuned for information on our upcoming call schedule. So that next call will be on February 2nd from 1 to 2 p.m. per usual. Please join us then. We'll be sending out all the information you need via email. So keep your eyes out for that. If you're not already signed up for our various mailing lists and Google groups, those are linked in the agenda. So thank you again for joining us. It was great to see you all. Happy New Year, and looking forward to connecting and working together in 2023. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye now.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. This is Kathy. Bye-bye.
Bye, Kathy. Thanks for joining. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Julie, Pastor Ben.
Hey guys, thanks for helping facilitate to both. I think those were good discussions. Hopefully the discussion questions worked out. Any
Yeah, I think they did.
thoughts, feedback?
Yeah, it went well. I'll review the recording to get some more details. And I forgot to mention that Tiffany Key, she said she had diapers available. They had excess diapers available for distribution. So 2 already on our call, 2 orgs already connected to pick up some.
Oh, perfect.
So
Great, awesome.
Yes.
Yay, love those connection points. Yeah, so the individual recording, oh, let me just stop this recording.